Tell us how you would address the rising cost of childcare in Arlington. It's a very high burden on some of our younger families. In fact, some of them spend as much as they'll ultimately spend on college educations, taking care of their preschool children. So how would you address that?
Well, I suppose one option is to expand the pre-K child care programs operated by APS, expand the subsidy for child care in the county. Another option would be to encourage parents wherever possible to organize new child care facilities in the county. I am concerned as a prospective county board member to limit new programs at the present time because of the budget crisis that we face due to sequester and other federal government cutbacks. But I think the issue could be addressed by APS. Certainly, there is a lot of fat in the APS budget. For example, we spend $5,000 more per year to educate our students in all grades than Fairfax County. Even though our own superintendent has indicated that we could, by slightly increasing class size at the secondary level, accommodate many more students at the sub-secondary level, and that would include pre-K students as well. Thank you.
So just 2 weeks ago, thank you, Ms. Hobart, my think tank released some information that shows that our metro area is now the most expensive in the country for a 4-person household of 2 parents and 2 children. It's not because of our rents, it's because of the cost of child care. So this is something that I know from on an empirical basis, and also as the father of 2 young children, on a very personal basis. And it's going to require that we certainly think about how to expand universal pre-K and lobby the state to make that happen, but also recognize we have space limitations in Arlington. So in order to meet the need, we have to explore expansion of co-op parenting, something that we do innovatively pretty well in Arlington and very successfully in a lot of neighborhoods. And seeing how we can replicate that and make that easier and work with facilities like churches where many child care facilities currently exist to see that that can expand to meet those needs. Federally, this is something that I care about deeply, even though we can't make it happen on the county board, is to see an enhanced child tax credit to recognize how difficult parents have it when it comes to raising their children. But there's not one policy that's going to do it. It's a variety of things. And I think the county board can play a key role in looking at maybe some of the vacancies that we've talked about and seeing how we leverage that for at least temporary uses to serve this child care need. For us, it's going to require that we think really creatively, diligently in ways that we haven't before in order to meet all community needs, and that's the kind of leadership I'd like to bring.
I know firsthand about that because I moved here in 1994 and my wife and I had 2 children. And because we had 2 children, we had to have child care because both of us worked in order to live in the county. And that was back in 1995 and 1998. It was a substantial problem in terms of income, right? Because you spend a lot of money of your income on child care and housing, even at that time in the county. But there was a wonderful program that we got involved with there in Arlington County. We had a wonderful lady who was certified by the county as being a child care provider. And she did a wonderful job, and she was certified by the county. And I think we can do more of that kind of programming, to find folks out there to have that children come into their homes at an affordable price and certify them, because it was the greatest opportunity my kids had ever had, because she was a wonderful lady. She took care of my 2 boys, and it provided the ability for small business also in the county. So I think we can do more of that and expand that program and make sure the parents are comfortable with the child care they're receiving, and also have reputable, good child care at an affordable price.
Ms. Bristol?
Thank you for the question. This is an issue that I've worked on with the Commission on the Status of Women, talking to child care providers in Arlington and throughout the Commonwealth. It is, as others have said, a tremendous challenge and reminds us that our affordability picture is much more than just housing. I think this is an issue, of course, not only facing families, but for economic competitiveness. There's some great national research that suggests when you survey business interests, they'll tell you the reliable childcare for their employees is one of their top factors of economic competitiveness. I think that we have some strategies in terms of inclusive practices in our zoning. Let me give you a couple of examples. We can make childcare a first floor retail equivalent. Another thing that we might consider doing is looking for opportunities in our developer negotiations around community benefits for creating committed affordable rent for childcare, as well as for residents. When you talk to childcare providers around Arlington County, what they will often say is the cost of rent makes it very difficult for them to do their business. I also think that we do need to look at our regulatory structures here in Arlington. As Mike mentioned, and I agree, looking at the licensing and certification, this is a small business opportunity. This is an area where I think we really could benefit from learning from those providers on the front line. For me, the bottom line is looking for ways to increase supply without lowering the quality. When you look, for example, around the Commonwealth, there have been many challenges about children dying in unregulated care. We are lucky to have some of the highest quality standards in the Commonwealth. And the important opportunity here is to increase supply without lowering those standards so that we can bring down costs and help families and businesses thrive. Thank you.
We'll now go through closing statements and then